Yo, it's this crazy theory about Freddie Benson's dad that might shock you. We all know that Freddie from Icarly does not have a dad. Or does he? We only know about Miss Benson. But whatever happened to his dad? Well, Barry Benson from the B movie is Freddie Benson's dad. Let me explain. Okay, so Mrs. Benson might be this woman right here from the B movie. Y'all know how in the B movie that was chatting it up with each other. And they had like a lovey-dovey relationship. So Mrs. Benson, aka her, got with Barry Benson and made Freddie. So that's why Freddie looks like he could be part B. If you take a look at the side-to-side photos, they look very similar. And the reason Mrs. Benson was overprotective over Freddie was because, remember in the B movie, he accidentally killed Barry. So since she was reckless in the past for killing Barry, she's very more careful of Freddie. And even Nathan Kress himself confirmed this theory. This makes a lot of sense now.
The entire Nickelodeon TV universe is super messed up, and here's why. We know iCarly and Victorious live in the same universe because of the iParty with Victorious episode and the Sam and Cat series. We also know that Zoey 101 does live in that universe because Stacy Dilson, the cotton swab girl from Zoey 101, appears in iCarly and in Sam and Cat. Lastly, Helen guest stars on Victorious as Helen, and she even talks about Crazy Steve and her time at the movie theater, which tells us that Drake and Josh would also live in this universe. This means that there's an absurd amount of doppelgangers in this universe. Carly, Megan, and the super smart girl in Zoey 101, Crazy Steve and Spencer, Tori Vega, Lola, and Shelby Marks, the famous boxer, Sam and Crazy Pawnee, even Trina and Chase's girlfriend. These guys even make cameos as themselves in Victorious. They could have at least mentioned the uncanny similarity, especially since a lot of those characters were famous or well-known in that universe.
And I don't kiss I kiss like a princess!
You are grounded till college.
Till college!
Till college!
I don't think I have $1. What can I get with 50 cents?
I'll spit on you.
Deal.
What?
Show me you're on a Nickelodeon show without telling me you're on a Nickelodeon show.
Ryan, I thought I told you to take out the garbage. Two-time!
So iCarly is live right now. How do you plan on staying live with no power?
The meanest, nastiest...
This is just the beginning, Carly.
The boat table. I won the iGoodbye sweepstakes check. Alright guys, so I kind of just want to show you a little bit more of the chandelier itself. Yes, they are all individual gummy bears on the strands. There's 5,000 of them to be exact, so a whole lot. What I really like about it is that some of the strands have just like a total random color scheme, and then throughout there's some that have rainbow. So as you can see, there's rainbow going down, rainbow going up. There's actually one strand down here where if you pull it out, without the tangles hopefully, it's a rainbow going up it. So it's really, really cool. I love it. It's the most amazing thing that I've ever owned by far. And I wasn't sure if you guys could really see very well, but there's all these layers in order to get in to the light bulb. So there it is. It's got these plastic stilts on it, and that's what was left hanging when it was delivered to me, and all of this other stuff was hanging out.
I know, you see, somehow the world will change for me and be so wonderful. Live life, breathe in, I know somehow we're gonna get there.
It all started when Chuck bullied Spencer. Then Lanny tried to off the Kings. Hi, I'm Ryan, and my life is kind of crazy.
Real reason Sam and Cat ended. Sam and Cat took arguably the most famous characters from both Victorious and iCarly and put them in one show. Originally, Nickelodeon ordered 20 episodes, but the ratings were so great. The show was so popular that they ordered 20 more episodes, totaling 40 episodes in one season. Jennette and Ariana were getting along great in the beginning until they weren't. In March of 2014, Jennette was part of this big photo leak. A lot of other celebrities experienced as well. During that same time, the Kids' Choice Awards happened, and and Sam and Cat won favorite TV show. Jennette was not in attendance. Explained in a tweet longer that it wasn't because of the photos and that Nickelodeon put her in an unfair situation. People later found out because of this TMZ article that the situation was that Jennette was making a lot less money than Ariana was. This is obviously unfair because the show's called Sam and Cat. Jennette was much involved in the show as Ariana was. Production on Sam and Cat stopped. They stopped filming. This is where the feud rumors between Jennette and Ariana got really out of hand, but I'll talk more about that in part 2.
iCarly revival. Is he coming back? Miranda Cosgrove, Nathan Kress, Spencer.
The boat table. I won the I Goodbye sweepstakes check.
Jokes that kids will never get on Nickelodeon shows, part 1. Damn, I think she won that D from Spencer.
I'm gonna ruin your childhood, part 14. I'm gonna ruin iCarly and Drake and Josh for you forever. Crazy Steve from Drake and Josh is actually Spencer Shay from iCarly. Crazy Steve actually killed Drake and Josh. Then he kidnapped Megan, moved to Seattle, like they live in iCarly, and he forced her to act normal, but she started the web show iCarly to try to alert the police.
Okay, so this video is going to be about the Pear phone and how to get it and how it works. Because I made a video on it a while back and it went viral and people are still wondering how I got it. So this video is going to be about that. Okay, so if you want to get it, Google Randy56 on Etsy. And then click on the first link, this one. So click on the button, email me when they're back. Because when I first found him, I clicked on that. And I got an email a few days later and I ordered it. So a good amount of people thought that they were real, actual working phones, but they're not. They're just toy props. I wish they were real so I could like go on the slap.com. But Randy56 specifies that they aren't real. They're just toy props, and yeah, that's it.
Did she shave under her arms? I don't think she shaved under her arms. What girl doesn't shave her underarms?
Mind your business, Carly.
Nice game.
Thanks. Back at you.
Want to go for a ride?
I would love to.
This man Spencer got game.
But this is all I can give you right now.
Roger, look at him. Man, Spencer got all the hoes. Don't he have a girlfriend like every episode? Watch it.
Call me.
We'll see.
Player.
Jokes that kids will never get on Nickelodeon shows, part 18.
And some bushes. And 2 squirrels wrestling.
Charlie? They're not wrestling.
Oh.
Yo, what?
She called me a tech stooge. Ooh, fries. Those are our fries. Oh, right. Sorry. Here. You keep them. Sam, don't. This date tonight is really important too, and I'm not gonna let you ruin it by getting in a fight. Let me handle this. Look. I know the only reason you act like this is because you're insecure, but that doesn't make it okay for you to... Sam?
Yeah?
Rip her head off. Rip my head off? I'd love to see you try.
Jennette McCurdy most likely won't return for the iCarly reboot. If you didn't know, earlier this week an iCarly reboot was announced. All of the main cast was confirmed that they're coming back except for Noah Monk, who plays Gibby, and then Jennette McCurdy, who played Sam. I'm very hopeful that Noah Monk will end up joining the cast sooner or later. He probably just has to work out a deal with the ABC show that he's on. I'm a lot less hopeful for Jennette's return. I would honestly be really surprised if she decided to come back. Jennette's been pretty open about how traumatic her childhood, and I think Nickelodeon did her really dirty. Not only were they underpaying her on Sam and Cat, she said several times that men on set were creepy to her. She was working 16-hour days as soon as she turned 18. During the filming of Sam and Cat, her mom died, and instead of taking a break, she started working the week after. Also, during the whole taping of iCarly, she was struggling with an eating disorder. Thought that to be successful, she had to look as young and as small as possible. And while on Nickelodeon, she was hospitalized for anorexia multiple times. We all need to remember to be nice to her if she doesn't want to return. She doesn't have fond memories of being on.
Danse, 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 danse.
Bang.